So I put out this post yesterday that Ian Rappaport tweeted out. Another no-brainer. The Bengals have picked up the fifth-year option for Joe Burrow, sources said. And based on what I understand, a lot of Bengals fans are confused. Some are angry, some are upset, thinking that, are we playing hardball with Joe? Are we not giving Joe his money? Are we telling Joe, you're not worth the money? Is Mike Brown being cheap? There's a lot of speculation. I know some people understand it, some people do not. So I want to make a video today talking about this and kind of breaking this down for anyone who is confused about the concept. First off, the fifth-year option was going to be picked up no matter what. The Bengals and Joe Burrow are still in negotiation talks no matter what, right? They're not done yet. No, this does not mean they are hardballing Joe Burrow. Does not mean they're not giving him his money. Doesn't mean this is nothing negative at all. This is all normal, part of the process type of work. Reason why I picked a fifth-year option, again, other than the fact they're renegotiating, they're giving him a contract extension, is because the fifth-year option is also part of that contract extension. So how a lot of teams work their contract, we look at the Patrick Mahomes contract as a really good example. He got a 10-year contract, right, for $426 million. Now, that contract was fully backloaded throughout his whole entire 10 years, right? First couple years were part of his fifth-year option, and then obviously the extension. Same thing happened to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts next season is making $3 million. He just signed a $256 million deal. How is he making $3 million next year? Because he's playing out the rest of his contract and then getting extended even farther than that. So you take his rest of his contract and then you extend it. It's a plus to his contract. So this fifth-year option, first off, it gives them more time, obviously, to negotiate the whole contract with Joe Burrow, but it also adds onto his extension. This is a part of his extension. Jamar Chase has came out and said Joe will take less money to keep his players around him. He wants to keep his stars together. Logan, Jamar Chase, you name it. This is part of that process. Next season, he's not going to be making $55 million against the cap. He's probably not going to make $55 million against the cap for 2 or 3 seasons. Because the point is, you're backloading the contract. You're putting the money in the future. A lot of it will go to signing bonus, but you're putting in the future to work around the team's salary cap. It's also why his contract would not be fully guaranteed. His contract would be guaranteed up to probably $130 million, with virtual guarantees up to $200. It's exactly what the Jalen Hurts contract looked like with guarantees. But again, he's working on most likely a 10-year contract rather than a Jalen Hurts who got a 5-year deal. So if you're confused and you're like, oh my God, what is happening? What is happening? It's okay. Nothing bad is happening. They're not effing over Joe Burrow here. They're still negotiating a contract, and this is a part of that process. Part of the process of signing him to an extension, giving him his money, is signing him to that 5th-year deal. Picking up the 5th-year option for Joe Burrow. Again, this is very common. This is not like Mike Brown's doing something, Duke Tobin's doing something that never happened in the history of football before. Okay, this is very common when negotiating. So, again, hopefully that did clear that up. Again, he could easily get this contract done, before the season starts, and we could see Joe Burrow 10 years, technically 11 with the contract with the 5th-year option, and that's that. And that's, in all honesty, would be an amazing deal. Now, I do want to read off something that I posted last night, but I didn't want to start a whole uproar because I feel like people are going to get upset because I posted this. And I usually don't care if people get upset I posted this, but I'd rather talk about this in the video than just post it and then people get confused and then talk and ask questions. So, James Palmer tweeted out, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts was asked why he didn't win a fully guaranteed contract. Hurts went on to say, you look at the best teams in the league. It takes a village. Hurts added that they have something special in Philly. Money is nice, but championships are better. And I truly believe that's Burrows' mindset too going into this. He's not thinking about money as much as he's thinking about championships and keeping the band together. At the end of the day, and I think somebody commented on it and said, well, this is a business, right? And this is a business, 1,000%. But Pat McAfee actually made a good point on this whole concept that to say, well, this is a business, he should get the most money he can. But you know how you get the most money you can? By winning championships. Last year, if Lamar Jackson for the Ravens would have played through injury, won a Super Bowl, I promise you right now he would have gotten the biggest contract you've ever seen a player get in the history of football. He would have got a bigger contract than Jalen Hurts. But he did not want to play. Either he was injured or he wasn't injured, whatever the case. He did not want to play. And he didn't get a contract. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Again, hopefully it's clear stuff up. Hopefully, if you were upset about this whole fifth-year option and you got confused and didn't understand what's going on, kind of just look at the Jalen Hurts contract just came out. See how they get an extension to his contract. And then also see how, the Patrick Mahomes contract was structured. This is not bad. This is just part of football, part of negotiating, part of business, where you extend on the player. Keep in mind, he's getting an extension. He's not getting a brand new contract. If he was getting a brand new contract, we scrap the whole old contract, throw it out the window, and then give him a brand new deal and say, okay, well, that contract's over, right? And if they, for example, if they were to give Lamar Jackson a new contract, then that's what they would do. They would, not the Bengals, but the Ravens give Lamar Jackson a new contract. They would say, okay, you know what? You have no contract right now. Technically, they have a 1 year, $32 million deal. But they say, we're going to throw that out of the window. We're going to give you a whole new contract. An extension is saying we're going to take your current contract, which picking up the 50-year option would be your current contract, and extending you on that current contract. So all they're doing is extending him on that current contract, which is his rookie year deal. So, hope it made sense. Thank you guys for watching. You guys did enjoy this video. The likes, comment down below. Remember, we will be live tomorrow night during the draft. Peace out.